Welcome back. Opposition leader Don Pollier has dismissed compensation claims made by relatives of the slain Unitec student. Pollier said the compensation demands places a burden on the state and the provincial governments. He said the opposition does not support the compensation encouraged by certain politicians. Mickey Cavera reports.
Opposition leader Don Pollier has called on politicians not to incite the relatives of the deceased Unitec student to demand for compensation. He says no government, provincial government or institution should be subjected to such demands.
My position on this is this. These demands claimed from the government, from the opposition or from the provincial governor of Venga is unjustified, and it is a backward step. It is unprecedented, and we will not encourage this.
He described the student as a hero and sent his condolences to the family and relatives of the deceased. He says it was an unfortunate situation caused by the negligence and ignorance of the government to listen to its people. He commended the police for their promptness in apprehending the suspects involved in the student's death. He says the blame game should also stop and that the Unitec administration and lay Metropolitan Superintendent Anthony Wagambi Jr. should not be held accountable.
He uses the death of this young student and he blames the opposition. He blames the University of Technology administration. He blames the police force of Papua New Guinea. He is a prime minister who runs off from his duties, and he finds it so convenient to blame authorities to shift the focus of the issue.
Mickey Cavera, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Koroba Kopiago MP Philip Undialu yesterday was voted in 7 votes to none by the Hela Provincial Assembly as the new governor for the Hela province. For the remaining 9 months of the 9th Parliament, Mr. Undialu will head the province after the death of the late Governor Anderson Agiru. In an interview with the media last night, Mr. Undialu and Taripori MP James Marape told reporters that Mr. Potape's faction had only 5 members out of the 12 in the Assembly. Jehabakia reports.
The events that transpired yesterday in Tari went as scheduled according to Mr. Undialu. Senior officers from the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs were on hand along with security personnel to witness the electing of a new governor by the Hela Provincial Assembly. The only hitch was that the opposing party led by Komo Magarima MP Francis Potape entered the Assembly Hall but failed to sit in during the session to elect the new governor of the province.
The 5 legitimate members of the Assembly members with them were not barred from entering. Francis Potape did enter the Assembly Hall. He came to see who was inside. He came in, he checked through, and he saw his name was there. Deputy Governor's name was next to the chair, allocated by the clerk.
Mr. Undialu said last night that so much time had been spent in court by the late Governor Anderson Agiru, and with the short time remaining, he will try his best to carry out the late Governor's dreams and aspirations further.
I think I have support from Minister Marape. We are going to work together. I call upon Francis Potape to come and work together with us. For the last 4 years, we've been fighting. Hela is a new province. Yes. And, we should be talking about how best we can plan for the next 5 and 10 years, not fighting over political, power and greed.
Taripori MP and Finance Minister James Marape, who was with Mr. Undialu, said the Assembly has spoken and the other party should respect this. He urged Mr. Potape and his members to come and work with the new governor-elect for the sake of the people. According to Mr. Marape, thousands of people turned out to witness the Assembly elections, which was chaired by the Provincial Assembly Clerk in the absence of the Deputy Governor. He thanked everyone for being calm and letting the normal lawful process take its course. Mr. Potape's faction disputed the election yesterday, but the outcome is yet to be determined. Jehabakia, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The NRL MPNG program, funded by the Australian government, has lost assets amounting to 250,000 kina. This follows theft of its office equipment and uniforms and the loss of other equipment, including reading materials for students and teachers for the League Belong Life program. In-country General Manager for the NRL in the country, Mark Mom, says the matter was reported to police and the university security, and they are confident they will identify suspects.
We've advised them of our losses, and we're confident that whoever they have suspects will be handled according to the law and in whatever process that they've come up with. We understand that it's a difficult situation and it's a very tense situation, and the issue is quite a large issue. And as much as we support freedom of expression, we also ask that we also support individuals making wise decisions and respectful decisions about that will advance the community in Papua New Guinea. So we support the university and the police and also the students in whatever they're trying to achieve for the betterment of Papua New Guinea.
The corporate blood drive conducted at the National Broadcasting Corporation headquarters in Port Moresby ended on a high note today. More than 70 staff participated in this drive by donating blood to save lives. NBC is among 30 corporate houses in the city participating in this campaign for this year. The blood drive will continue to other corporate houses to meet the demand for blood at the Port Moresby General Hospital. NBC will also help the blood drive team to relay awareness on the benefits of blood donations on NBC radio and television. Lae Metropolitan Superintendent Chief Inspector Anthony Wagambi Jr. says he will be answerable only to the Police Commissioner through the Divisional Commander and the 2 Assistant Commissioners, and not to any politicians. Wagambi told NBC National News people need to know that there are many circumstances surrounding the death of the Unitec student and the burning down of the buildings. He said an investigation into the issue will reveal the truth. Charles Keking reports from Lae.
In an exclusive interview with NBC News this morning, Lae Metropolitan Superintendent Anthony Wagambi Jr. boldly responded to all the call made by the Works Minister Francis Awesa.
I report directly. I am answerable to my police commissioner, and whatever call that he makes is I am answerable to that. Not to any politician or not to anybody else. I am answerable to my police commissioner through my divisional commander who is here and the 2 deputy commissioners.
Wagambi, with his officers who have been cooperative with the Unitec students and the Unitec management since the first day of the boycott, served on the oath to protect and serve the people of this democratic nation.
Police were there on campus, and we play a secondary role to the university security. We do not take the leading role. We are their secondary role. We back up, just back up. They do everything, because you must understand that the university has its own act, and they operate independently. We will only go into the university upon request from the administration. We cannot go inside at our own free will. It's not like anywhere else.
Wagambi clarified that the Lae police intervention into the Unitec campus was upon invitation from the Unitec management.
We have always had dialogue with the SRC and the student leaders on campus from the beginning, which had seen us allow the peaceful awareness which took place at Ereku. A lot of people are a bit skeptical about it, thinking of that there would have been mass rioting and things like that, but we organized well with them.
Chief Superintendent Wagambi commended all his officers, both male and female, for the cooperation and submission under his command. Charles Kekeng, NBC National News, Lae.
NBC National News continues after the break. Stay with us.